recording the call? Great. All right. So based on that, oh, CM, we have already taken attendance. If you want to switch on your video, you can. But it's okay if you don't for now. Let's just keep going on with the class. Yeah, so yesterday's task was, and the objective also was, identify active and passive voice. So you were given sentences and you had to identify on the basis of the sentences which one was in active voice, which one in passive voice, right? Based on yesterday's homework, this is what I could notice. Almost 97% of you passed. So that's a very good number. You all should give, either you should clap for yourself or give yourself a pat on the back. That's a good number to start with. Okay. So out of 25, you would require 8.75 marks to pass. All right. And 97% of you were above that. So that's a good thing. Secondly, there were some faults in the form itself, because of which, even if you wrote the correct answer, some of you got it wrong. So I think that was because of the capital letter and small letter thing. So for the first 5 questions, if you wrote in capital letter or you wrote in small letter, there was a problem because of that, and because of which you did not get marks. So, but the important thing is you should know what is the right answer, what is the wrong answer, and just add up your marks according to that. Okay. And the third thing I could find was, now let's come to the problems or the yeah, let's come to the problems that were in the form or in your answers, which was mainly a lot of you struggled with the first 5 questions. All right. First 5 questions were, you had to find the subject in the sentence. They were not about active or passive voice, but you had to find the subject in the sentence. And a lot of you found some difficulty in that. So that is one problem I could notice. Then some of you also did not read the questions very well. So even in the questions where you were supposed to write which is the subject, you guys wrote active and passive. Okay, so always make sure you're reading the question really well. And in the actual question of identifying active and passive voice, there were very few mistakes. So that's a good sign. All right. So what we'll do in today's classes, we'll just begin with a little bit more practice, and then we'll go on to the next objective that we have, that is conversion of the sentences. Okay. So first, let's start with how to identify the subject. This is something some of you struggled with. So an easy shortcut method to find the subject would be, let me put it in full screen. Yeah. So a easy shortcut method of how to identify the subject of a sentence would be these 2 steps. Okay. First step is find the main verb of the sentence. Verb finding is very easy. The main verb will be the action word of the sentence. And step 2 will be, you have to ask the question who or what. So along with the verb, you will ask the question who or what. Whatever you get the answer, that is your subject of the sentence. Again, I'll repeat. Step 1 is to find the main verb. And step 2 will be, you have to ask the question who or what with the verb. So you will get the answer, whatever answer you get, that is your subject of the sentence. And it will normally be towards the beginning of the sentence. If you follow these steps, then you will easily be able to find the subject. So let's practice it for the 4 sentences given on the screen. Okay, don't laugh at the sentences. The first sentence is, Jadoo is going back to space. So in this, I will model it out for you. Okay. Step 1 is finding the main verb. So Jadoo is going back to space. Isme the main verb is, it will be is going, this whole thing. Wait. All right. So Jadoo is going back to space sentence mein, the main verb is going. The whole thing, both the words milake, is going is my main verb. Now, step 2 is ask the question who or what plus the verb. So I will ask who is going or what is going. What's the answer? Jadoo. So my subject of the sentence will be Jadoo. Okay, it becomes my subject. Similarly, let's practice this for the other three sentences, and I'm going to ask you to answer these the rest of the three sentences. Okay, we'll follow the same steps. Let's come to sentence number 2. The cars were blown up by Rohit Shetty. So in this, what is the verb? So step 1 is finding the main verb. All of you, let me know in the chat box what is the main verb in this sentence.
Is going.
We are on the second sentence. Keep in mind you have to use the whole verb. So not just the main verb means auxiliary verb plus the action verb, if sab kuch mila ke. So in the first sentence also, when we are finding the verb, we did not say going, we said is going. Similarly, in the second sentence, I think only one person has written the correct answer till now, Atharv. It's were blown up. Okay. So you have to include the were also. Were blown. This is your whole verb. Akanksha also wrote the same thing. Yes. Akanksha also wrote the same thing. Right. So this is your verb. Now after finding the verb, we will ask the question who or what. So I will ask who were blown or what were blown. And what will I get the answer?
Car.
The cars. Okay, so the whole thing, the cars, this will be my subject. All right, again, same steps we'll follow for the third sentence also. Let's come to the third sentence. The summer camp in Shimla was a special place for Anjali. Okay, now this time I want each and every person to write in the chat box what is the main verb in this sentence.
Teacher, repeat again.
You have to find, we are following the same two steps. Okay, पहले ढूंढेंगे मेन वर्ब कौन सा है, फिर हम पूछेंगे who या what. ठीक है, so for this third sentence also we are doing the same thing. First we'll find the main verb, then we'll ask who or what. So right now write in the chat box what is the main verb in this sentence. The summer camp in Shimla was a special place for Anjali. So what is the main verb in this? I want all 24 students to write the answer. Now verb, always keep in mind verb is the action word or verb can also be the auxiliary verb. Right? Auxiliaries में क्या क्या आ जाता है? Is, was, were, has, have, had, do, does, did. All these are auxiliary verbs. So ये भी verb ही होते हैं. Come on, everyone, send your answers. I can see only two correct answers till now. Bhumika, you have raised your hand. You want to answer? Three correct answers. The verb here is just was. ठीक है, was special, was a special, ये सब नहीं होगा because special तो adjective होता है, it's describing, right? And it's describing the next noun. Place को describe कर रहा है, कैसा place? Special place. So that's an adjective, उसको दूर हटाओ. The only verb here is was. Okay, the summer camp in Shimla was a special place for Anjali. So now, following the second step of the whole process, ask the question who or what. तो क्वेश्चन क्या बन जाएगा? Who was or what was the special place? The summer camp. Exactly. So the summer camp will be your subject. Now there is one more detail. It's okay if you don't go into that much detail, but there's something called the complete subject, and just the main subject. That's basically, see how I'm underlining the word the as well. The cars, the summer camp. ठीक है, so this is the complete subject. Even उसका article, उसका adjective सब मिला के I'm underlining the subject. So the summer camp पूरा चीज मिला के हमारा main subject हो जाएगा. Right? Let's try for the last sentence. You're on the last sentence right now. Please follow the first step for this. First, you find the main verb. Prem's sister-in-law died after falling from the stairs. So what is the main verb in this? Everyone write in
Falling.
the chat box. Okay, I have a question at this point. Everyone is writing falling. Why is it not died? Died is also a verb, no? So then how do you find a main verb? इसमें कौन से verb को दोनों verbs है? Died is also a verb, falling is also a verb. So with how will I know which is the main verb? So that's why you have to focus on the word main. ठीक है, मैंने बार बार ये चीज क्यों लिखा है? Main verb. Here this sentence is it's a complex sentence. ठीक है, so complex sentence में clauses होते हैं, main clause and then whatever subordinate clause is there. ठीक है, so if I break down the clauses in this sentence, Prem's sister-in-law died, and then I'm adding another clause to give more information. I'm saying after falling from the stairs. If I stopped at died, this would have been a complete sentence in itself. Prem's sister-in-law died. ये भी खुद ही में एक sentence है. But now I'm giving you additional information saying after falling from the stairs. So that is my subordinate clause. So when I'm considering the main verb, I will only consider the verb in the main clause. So my main clause is Prem's sister-in-law died. तो इसमें जो verb है that I will consider. ठीक है, died is my main verb here. So the verb given in the main clause of the sentence, that is my main verb. And now I will ask the question who or what. So who died? Prem's sister-in-law. So my subject becomes Prem's sister-in-law. ठीक है? Some of you must feel a little
Teacher.
lost right now. Yes, Akanksha?
Yeah, teacher, I didn't understand the last question at all.
थोड़ा confusing लगा. Let's do one thing. ये जो complex type के so this is a complex sentence. ठीक है? Let's leave out this sentence for now. अभी हम simple sentences में practice करते हैं and then later on when we do clauses हमको ये type का sentence और easily समझ आ जाएगा. So for now let's leave out the last sentence. बाकी sentences simple sentence है. So we'll follow those. ठीक है? उनमें तो कोई doubt नहीं है. In the first three, does anyone have any doubt?
No, teacher.
ठीक है, don't worry, we'll practice more right now, so the concept will become even more clear. ठीक है, I'm going to clear the screen and we are going to move on to the next slide, which is basically we have to practice. So we'll go on to a different page. Yeah, all right, we have 10 sentences in front of us. Now we'll do a couple of things together. First, we will try to identify the subject in each of these sentences. ठीक है, and after that we'll try to find out active and passive voice में कौन सा है, वो बाद में करेंगे. ठीक है, so forget the question that's given on top. I'll just scroll down a little bit more. Yeah. So first thing right now what we are doing is we are finding the subject. All right, I'm going to do a quick recall. Anand, can you tell us by unmuting? Anand or Archita, any one person can tell. Please unmute and tell us what is the first step in finding the subject. When we are finding a subject, what is the first step? Anand or Archita, any one person can unmute and answer. Oh, Archita is typing. Yes, Archita. Okay. Finding the main verb. Yeah, she has written in the chat box. So first step is finding main verb. Now let's hear from CM. Can you tell us what is the second step in finding subject? CM, please unmute and tell us what is the second step in finding the subject.
Who asked means who asked the
Who plus, so we are asking a question. What is the question we are asking? Only who, or do we ask
who
something?
and what did they ask?
Thank you so
Who
much,
and
CM.
what?
Yeah. So who and what. ठीक है, verb के साथ में लगा के हम पूछेंगे who और what did the verb. ठीक है. So these are the two steps. Let's follow these two steps only again and again for all these 10 sentences. For the first one, Priyanka, please try to solve this first one. The ball was caught by Gerald. Use both the steps in this and tell me what is the subject.
Ball.
The ball. Okay, you have to say the whole thing. The ball. साथ में जो भी article वगैरह जो भी है सब मिला के. Priyanka, also explain how did you follow the two steps and how did you reach the answer?
Teacher, the main verb is caught. So
Is
who
it caught or is it was caught?
was caught? So
Always keep
what?
that in mind. Okay, you have to take the auxiliary verb also. नहीं तो गलत हो जाएगा.
Okay. Teacher. So I asked question what or who from it.
Hmm.
Who caught the ball or what was caught? So my answer was the ball.
All right, thank you. So this is a good point to also highlight the importance कि why am I again and again saying कि was caught, was ruined, तो पूरा auxiliary verb के साथ में लेके करना है. Why am I saying that again and again? Let's look at that. ठीक है. The thing is, give me a minute. Yeah. So right now, if I say caught is the action word, right? Is the action word. So इस sentence में मेरा action word हो गया caught. अगर सिर्फ इतना लेके मैं क्वेश्चन पूछती हूँ कि who caught और what caught, तो who caught में the answer will be who caught the ball? Gerald, right? तो फिर क्या मेरा सब्जेक्ट जेरल्ड हो जाएगा? आई नो दैट्स नॉट द केस. So I have to take the whole verb into account. Was caught. अब इस पूरे verb के पहले मैं question लगाऊंगी who और what. So who was caught or what was caught. Now obviously if I ask the question who was caught, there is no answer. But if I ask what was caught, then I will know the ball is the answer. And that's how I find the subject. So always keep in mind you have to take the whole verb into account. ठीक है? Was caught पूरा लेना है. सिर्फ caught होने से नहीं होगा आंसर. गलत हो सकता है फिर.
Teacher,
Yes, Akanksha.
teacher, the word GERALD will be not the main means like whom. It can be also the main word, no? It's a name, na?
हाँ, that's a name.
Then
So how will a
it
name
will
be
be
a verb?
like not a
Again.
verb.
Hmm.
That Priyanka said not today. What who
The subject.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm explaining, right? If I say who caught the ball, then sorry, who caught, then answer will be Gerald. किसने पकड़ा? Gerald ने पकड़ा. तो Gerald तो मेरा subject हो जाएगा फिर, but that's wrong. So to get the accurate answer, you have to take the whole thing. Was caught. अब question पूछो. Who was caught? Yeah, what was caught? So the ball was caught. That's your answer, which means subject is ball. It's not Gerald. So if you write the correct question, if you ask the correct question, you will get the correct answer. Okay? We'll practice the same thing for the other sentences also. See, in the second one, the dance was ruined by troublemakers. Okay? Again, if I don't take the whole verb into account, अगर मैं कहती हूँ कि नहीं इसमें तो verb सिर्फ ruined है, if I say sirf ruined jo hai, that's the action word in this. And I ask the question, who ruined or what was ruined? So who ruined mein answer aa jayega troublemakers, but that is not my subject. So I have to ask the proper question. I will ask who was ruined or what was ruined. And then I'll get the answer, the dance. So here the subject is the dance. All right. Similarly, for the third sentence, we are on the third sentence. Can I have Harsh Gupta? Can you answer this one? Harsh Gupta, waiting for you to answer. We are on the third sentence. Don ironed the uniform pants. Don is the name of some person. So we are answering what is the subject here. Harsh Gupta, are you there on the call? Otherwise, you'll be marked absent by the end of it.
Yes, teacher.
What's the answer? What is the subject?
Dawn.
And how did you find it? Can you walk us through the 2 steps?
Teacher, first we want to means who and what means who and what do, and then we will get the
That is the
answer.
first step, or is that the second step? What was the
First,
first step, Harsh? What was the first step? Recall. Harsh, can you hear me?
mm,
Yes. When we were trying to identify the subject, what was the first step? There are 2 steps, no? You have already told me the second step.
main verb, teacher.
Yes. Thank you so much, Harsh. So first step is finding the main verb. You tell me what is the main verb in this sentence?
Iron.
Iron. Perfect. Be confident. You know the answer. Okay, be confident about it. Iron is the main verb in this sentence. Now come to the second step. You will ask the question. So क्या question पूछेंगे हम यहाँ पे?
What and who?
What and who. तो क्या आंसर मिल जाएगा? I will ask what ironed. Is that a question? नहीं. So I'll ask
No.
who ironed. And what answer will I get?
Dawn.
Dawn ironed. ठीक है? Who ironed the pants? Dawn ironed the pants. So Dawn is my subject. The sentence is about Dawn. I'm circling the subjects. Thank you, Harsh. You can mute yourself. All right, let's move on to Nisha. Nisha, can you answer the fourth one?
The ants.
The ants is our subject. Again, Nisha, please tell us how did you follow the 2 steps?
The main verb is carried, and we will ask the question who carried lives up the hill. The ant carried lives up the hill.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Nisha, for explaining so well. In the same process, just like Nisha explained the whole thing, can I also hear from Shreya Sonavne? Please answer the 5th one.
Teacher, wiped is the main verb and carry is the subject.
Thank you. Yes, wiped is the main verb. And I asked the question, who wiped? So Carrie is the name of a person. She wiped the countertop. Okay, so Carrie becomes my subject. Great. Same in the same pattern. Can I hear the next answer from Udita? The sixth one.
Teacher is the subject
Hmm.
and chalkboard is the main one.
Chalkboard is the
Because
main verb.
no that what we say
See, verb means action. तो chalkboard में action है या किसी और word से action पता चल रहा है?
wrote.
Wrote, exactly. कुछ लिखना मतलब action होता है. So this is the main verb. Now I'll ask the question, who wrote? And the answer will be
Teacher.
the
Teacher.
teacher. The teacher. Okay, पूरा चीज
Teacher.
circle करना है. Thank you so much, Udita. All right. Next, seventh one. Can I hear from Kashak?
The bear.
The bear. Perfect. What is the main verb in this sentence, Kashak?
Ate.
Ate. So I asked the question, who ate? And I got the answer, the bear ate. Thank you so much, Kashak. All right, next, eighth one. Let's hear from Lakshmi.
Teacher,
Yes.
dropped is main verb. Was dropped is main verb.
Yes, very
And
good.
Mary is subject.
Mary is subject.
No, can is
No.
subject. The can.
Exactly, right? So when you take the whole main verb, was dropped, pura liya, and I asked, who was dropped? I'm not asking who dropped. I'm asking who was dropped. Yeah, what was dropped? And in the second one, what was dropped, I get the answer, the can was dropped. Okay, that's why can is the subject. Always make sure. अगर आधा verb लेके आंसर करेंगे तो गलत subject मिल जाएगा. The next one, oh, I can see already a couple of answers in the chat box. Louis swept the floor. Again, main verb is swept. Who swept it? Louis swept it. And the last one, I want to ask a boy. All the girls are answering. Vedant, please answer this one. The last one, 10th one. I would love to hear your voice. So please unmute and answer.
The baby.
The baby. What? How did you find it? Walk us through the 2 steps. सबसे पहले मेन वर्ब ढूंढा. कैसे ढूंढा?
Seeing by sentence.
हाँ. So what is the main verb?
The baby is the main verb.
The baby is the subject. अभी तो बोला.
No. Verb is the babysitter.
Babysitter is the verb. Babysitter is a noun. हाँ भूमि.
Teacher, my mic is off.
Your mic is on.
Was.
Only was tickled. The whole
Tickled.
thing. Tickled मतलब गुदगुदी करना.
Hmm.
ठीक है. So was tickled. Now I'll ask the question, who was tickled? And answer will be the baby was tickled. ठीक है. ऐसे करके solve करना. Thank you Vedant. Thank you Bhumi. All right. Now that we know what is the subject in the sentence, now let's find out which is in active voice and which is in passive voice. ठीक है. For that, what was the thing we learned yesterday? How do we understand which is in active voice, which is in passive voice? Who can unmute and tell me? Yes, Priyanka, you are
Teacher,
unmuted.
I can tell.
Okay, Atharv, go on.
Teacher, in active voice, the subject is doing the action. And in passive voice, the subject is not doing the action.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Atharv. Yes, in active voice, the subject itself is doing the action. ठीक है, subject खुद वो काम कर रहा है. जो भी verb दिया हुआ है, subject खुद से कर रहा है. But in passive voice, there is someone else or something else who is doing the action on the subject. ठीक है? So following the same logic, then let's find out of these 10 sentences, कौन-कौन से active में है, कौन-कौन से passive में है. ठीक है, I'll write an A for active and P for passive. Let's start with the first one. The ball was caught by Gerald. Okay, I know all the circled words here are my subjects. So the ball was caught by Gerald. Is this active or passive? Please let me know in the chat box. You can write A for active and P for passive. Oh, Shubham also wrote the answer for subject doing action and not doing action. Yeah. Okay. All right. I can see answers. P for passive. Shubham, 1P is sufficient. I will understand from that also. Okay, Akanksha is a little confused, so I will walk you through the step again. ठीक है? I'm saying क्या subject खुद से काम कर रहा है. Here the action is was caught. ठीक है? तो मतलब पकड़ना, catching something, right? That's the action. So I will ask the question: is the subject itself doing the job? The ball, क्या ball खुद को पकड़ रहा है? No. Ball कोई और आके पकड़ रहा है. Gerald आके catch कर रहा है. Which means this sentence is passive. ठीक है? I will actually take the text and write. Yeah. All right. Next, second sentence पे आ जाते हैं. The dance was ruined by troublemakers. Again, we'll ask the same question. So यहाँ पे action है was ruined, right? वो खराब कर दिया, खराब हो गया. So डांस ने खुद को खराब किया या किसी और ने आके खराब किया? And I can see the answer. The dance obviously can't ruin itself. It's being done by the troublemakers. So it's someone else doing the action, which means this is also passive voice. Right. Now, everyone, let's come to the third sentence. All of you can start writing your answer in the chat box. The third sentence. Dawn ironed the uniform pants. Is it A for active or P for passive? Yes, exactly. Thank you, everyone. I can see a lot of answers and everyone is writing active. Yeah, you're all correct. This is active voice. Why? Because Dawn खुद से iron कर रही है. Dawn is the subject and she herself is ironing the uniform pants. कोई और आके नहीं कर रहा उसके लिए वो काम. Moving on to the fourth sentence. Everyone start writing your answer for the fourth sentence. The ants carried leaves up the hill. Again, I'm waiting for each and every student to send their answers, right? Okay, while you write your answer, Bhumika, you're on this call, na? Did you take a attendance yesterday?
Yeah.
Did you send it to me?
Okay, I will send you.
If you have not sent, please send it, na? Yesterday's attendance. And then today also by the end of the class, take the screenshot. Thank you. Yes, for the fourth one, I can see all of your answers. It's A for active, right? Moving on to the fifth one. Okay, now from 5 to 10, let's do it a little quickly. So those who are writing in the chat box, keep writing. I would also like to, so I'll wait for 5 answers max. Okay? The first 5 answers, I will tell you what is the answer. Fifth one, Carrie wiped the countertop. Yeah, I can see A. Correct. Sixth one, let's come to the sixth one. The teacher wrote on the chalkboard. Yes, again, 4, 5 answers I've received. So active. This is also active. Correct. Next, the bear ate the fish. Seventh one. This is also active. Let's go on to the eighth one, everyone. The can was dropped by Mary. Yeah, I've got 4, 5 answers. Thank you, everyone. It is passive. Because can ने खुद को नहीं drop किया. Mary ने आके can को drop किया. All right. The ninth one. Moving on to the ninth one. Louis swept the floor. This is quite easy, right? It's active. And the last one, the baby was tickled by the babysitter. Last sentence, everyone. Passive. एग्जैक्टली बेबी ने खुद को नहीं टिकल किया, बेबी ने खुद को गुदगुदी नहीं दी, बेबी सिटर ने आके गुदगुदी दिया उसको. All right, so with that, I think you guys are all quite geared up for this. We will do one more exercise. Let me clear the screen. But this exercise we are not going to discuss amongst everyone. You will take the next 5 minutes. 5 minutes mein ho jana chahiye. So it's 9:54 right now. Let's come back at 10:01. All of you, please write answers for 1 to 15. On the screen, you can see new sentences. So for 1 to 15, write A for active, P for passive, whatever the correct answer is. And after these 5 minutes, I will tell you the answers and you can tell me how much you have scored out of 15. Okay, in your notebooks, you will do it. Anand, don't write on screen. All right, so we have 5 minutes. You will write in your notebooks answers for 1 to 15. Is it A for active or P for passive? And after that, you will tell me how much you have scored out of 15. Your time starts now.
Done, teacher.
Done, teacher.
All right, thank you, Lakshmi. Thank you, Akanksha. We'll wait for the others.
Done, teacher.
Done, teacher.
Thank you. Meanwhile, I'm marking the answers on the screen so that you can also see.
Done, teacher.
No, Lakshmi, don't send the answers. Don't send the answers in the chat box. You will mark yourself only. All right, 1 minute left. Others also, once you're done, please let me know.
Done, teacher.
Thank you, Priyanka.
Done,
Done,
teacher.
teacher.
Thank you, Vaishnavi. One more person
Done,
said.
teacher.
Okay, thank you, Shreya. 1 more minute left. After that, I'm going to start marking all answers. And then you can tell me out of 15 how much each person has got.
Teacher, all right.
Let me give the answers first. Yeah, khud se hi all right.
Oh, Adi sent the answer, na, that's why.
What is the guarantee Adi ka all right hoga?
Oh, sorry.
No, just kidding. Okay, all right. I think time is up. So everyone, you can start checking your answers. First 3 I've already marked. So I'm underlining it with a red line. You can check your answers. Fourth one, Ray repaired the broken door. This is active. Cat was hugged by toddler. This is passive. The fish were fed. Passive. Girl brushed her dog. Active. Dryer was broken by David. This is passive. Sean mixed the paint and cleaned the brushes. This is active. Man hoped. Oh, this should be hopped. Hopped over the fence. This is active. Singer picked up the microphone. Active. Keyboard was stolen by a burglar. Passive. Jay mopped the floor. Active. The leaves were raked by Lisa. This is passive. The George baked the chocolate cake. This is active. All right, the answers are on the screen. You all can check your own answers and
All right.
the write in the chat box 15 out of 15.
All right, teacher.
Everyone write in, even you have told me by unmuting, still write in the chat box 15 out of 15. Oh wow, really high numbers. Anand gave himself 50 out of 50. Great. Pranali 15 out of 14. Yeah, 14 out of 15. Debbie also 14 out of 15. I can see 13s. Bhumika, whatever you have scored, that should come first and out of total marks. वो बाद में आएगा. So 13 out of 15. ऐसे लिखो. Doubt in the 7th one says Shubham. The girl brushed her dog's fur. What's the doubt, Shubham, if you can explain? Till then I'll see other people's scores. 12, 14, 15, 12, 13. 8, 14. Okay, Akash was not in yesterday's class. Maybe there is some problem because of that. Akash, do let me know after the class if you want extra explanation. All right, great. Most of you are around 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I think that's an amazing place to be. I won't even say that's a great place. That's an amazing place to be. You guys have aced this test and I hope you will not forget this anymore. ठीक है, इसमें हमेशा अच्छे नंबर ही आएंगे अब. Now that we have successfully identified what is active, what is passive, now the job comes, we need to convert the sentences. ठीक है, active sentence को passive कैसे बनाते हैं and passive sentence को active कैसे बनाते हैं, that's what we are going to learn. So I'll go back to the PPT. ठीक है, now this is a little bit complex. So make sure you're all sitting upright and in smart positions and all your focus is towards the screen. ठीक है, and just be really active, just like the sentence. All right, now we are converting from active to passive voice. First we'll do this and later on in some other class we'll learn passive to active. For today's class we are just doing active to passive voice. So if I look at the basic structure of the sentence, then a passive voice sentence can be explained like this, right? There is the object. Basically, when I'm converting from active to passive, what I do is I take the object of the sentence and make it the subject. Okay? If I look at the example, so whole thing we have to understand through examples only. In active voice, the sentence is Diane eats pizza. Here my subject is Diane. The verb is eats and the object is pizza. Now when I'm making when I'm converting an active sentence into passive sentence, what I'll do is I'll take the object and make that the subject of the sentence. So when I'm converting it, ये जो object है ये मेरे sentence के शुरू में आ गया, because now it's the sentence, now it's the subject. ठीक है, pizza आ गया शुरू में. So pizza, after that I will use some form of the verb be. So is, was, has, is being, was having, some or the other form I will use. Now for that also there is a table. Okay, I'll show you the table in a bit. For now, just remember I will use some or the other form of be. So here in this sentence, I'm using the form is. Okay? Then I'll use the past participle form of the verb. Now my verb is eats or eat. Base form is eat. So I will use the past participle of this. Eat, ate, eaten. Okay? So eaten is my past participle form. That's what I'll use. And then by subject. So by Diane was my subject. This is the basic structure of a passive sentence. I will bring the object to the front. Then I will use some form of the verb be. I will use the past participle form of the verb that's given already, the main verb. And then I will use by the subject. Okay? Let's again understand this whole process by breaking it down into steps. And we'll understand it through these two sentences. Okay, this is my example sentence. So in active form, the sentence is the boy found the money. Okay, I know the subject, so I'll have to find the subject, the main verb, and the object of the sentence. Okay, Shubham writes boy. Boy is the subject. So the boy, this is my subject. Then my main verb is found. And the object is, so found what? The money. Okay, this is my object. So object कैसे ढूंढेंगे? Again, it's the same process. For finding subject, we were asking who found or what found. But for finding the object, we will ask the question afterwards. We'll say found what or found whom. For asking the subject, we were asking question what was found or who found. Question पहले पूछ रहे थे, who या what वाला question पहले फिर verb. But for finding the object, we are doing pehle verb and then who ya what. So found what or found whom, and the answer will be the object, money. Okay, so in this case, my passive sentence becomes the money was found by the boy. If you look, this is the same structure. जो object था, वो पहले आ गया. फिर मैंने be का कोई एक form use किया. So the form here being used is was. And then found जो verb था उसका past participle form use किया. So found का past participle is found only. And then I am writing by and the subject. So by and subject is the boy. All right, so this is how I'll do it. Again, breaking it down to steps, we are going to understand how it happened. So step 1 is the subject and the object. Unko switch karwana hai. ठीक है, that's my step 1. So restructuring the active to the passive includes two major changes in a sentence structure. First is taking the direct object of the active verb or sentence and making it subject. तो सबसे पहले जो भी sentence में object है उसको मैं subject बना दूंगी, which is what I did in this case, right? Object was the money, उसको मैंने यहाँ पे subject बना दिया. Again, I'm repeating. First step is interchanging the subject and object. Object को लाओ subject की जगह, subject को भेजो object की जगह. ठीक है? So in this case, money was my object, and that's coming in the place of subject. That is step 1. Then step 2, changing the verb. ठीक है? How are we going to change the verb? You remember I was telling you कि be जो है, ये रहा. be verb का कोई एक form use होगा. यहाँ पे is use हो गया. In the next case, I can see was use हो गया. So how am I deciding that? What will make me decide कि is होगा, was होगा, is being होगा, was being होगा? How will I decide that? So for that, there is a table. So I need to change the form of the verb be, and then write the past participle form of the verb. So for doing this, this is the table that we are going to follow. This is a very important table. Take a screenshot and save it in your phones. All right. So this is how we are going to convert. If the sentence is in simple present, then we will use this structure. Is, am, are plus verb ka third form, that is the past participle form. Okay. This whole table has been explained through the verb see. Now, see is the base form. Its past form becomes saw, and then past participle form becomes seen. So, see, saw, seen. Okay? So, if my sentence is in simple present tense, it will become is, am, are, jo bhi hoga, plus seen. Similarly, if it's present continuous, it will become is being seen. If it's present perfect, it will be has been seen. So again, for this thing, what you have to do is you have to have the knowledge of verbs. All right. So one of your homeworks today will be just to revise what is verbs, how to identify verbs. Verbs बोल रही हूँ. Tense. You have to identify tenses. Okay, you have to revise tenses. Following this table, let's see how did the sentence about the boy and that thing change. Yeah, sentence was the boy found the money. This is my active sentence. Who can tell me what is the tense used in this? Which tense is this sentence in? The boy found the money. All right, again, don't just write past, perfect, future. You have to tell me exactly which tense it was. Simple past, past continuous, past perfect. Everyone write in the chat box. The boy found the money. This sentence is in which tense? Thank you, Shubham. Thank you, Shreya. Thank you, Vaishnavi, Akanksha. Yeah, I can sense that others are a little confused. नहीं तो बहुत जल्दी जल्दी आंसर आ जाता है तुम लोगों का. So you need to revise tenses properly. उसके बिना नहीं हो पाएगा. ठीक है. So once you have identified which tense this is, the boy found the money. This is simple past tense. So now let's run to the table and see simple past tense का क्या होता है. This is simple. This is past. So we are looking at this block over here. Simple past tense में क्या हो जाएगा? Was या were, that is based on the subject. ठीक है. अगर singular हुआ तो was और plural हुआ तो were. And then the third form of the verb. So was के साथ third form या were के साथ third form. Let's run back to the sample sentence. The money was found. Found is the third form या past participle. So was found हो गया. If the sentence was the boys found the money, the money. Sorry. It's not according to the subject. This subject, right? This subject is now becoming the object. So the money के basis पे होगा. The money was found by the boys. अगर money के जगह plural कोई और object होता, the boy found the apples. ठीक है? Then the sentence would have become the apples were found by the boy. ठीक है? So plural or singular will depend on this new subject. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's how we are going to convert the sentences. Now, first step, again, let's just recall everything. The first step was interchanging subject and object. Second step is fixing the verb. So, be का कौन सा form आएगा? वो हमें देखना है, और साथ में वर्ब का थर्ड फॉर्म. नाउ बी का फॉर्म कैसे आएगा वो इससे पता चलेगा. यू विल आइडेंटिफाई द टेंस ऑफ द मेन एक्टिव सेंटेंस एंड यू विल सी इस टेबल के अकॉर्डिंग कौन सा उसका फॉर्म बन जाएगा, and according to that you will change it. All right, again I know a lot of you must feel a little confused right now, but don't be. With practice we are going to understand this much better. Akanksha, can you mute yourself? I think you're on unmute. Thank you. All right, after that one step remains. So now once I have flipped the subject and object, what I'll do is जो हमारा पुराना subject था उसको by के साथ लगाएंगे. So it was the money was found by the boy. ठीक है? Just before adding the old subject, I will write by. That's the only extra step that we need to do. Some things that we should keep in mind. Not all sentences can be changed to passive voice. ठीक है, सारे sentences change नहीं कर सकते. So in your exam, if you ever get a question on converting into passive voice, so there are only a few sentences, only a few tenses which you can convert. सबको नहीं कर सकते, ठीक है? So you will get only those sentences जिनको कर सकते हैं. All right. Only an active voice sentence with a direct object can be made passive. इसका क्या मतलब हो गया? If there is no object in the main sentence in the active voice, then I cannot turn it into passive voice. How? Look at these two examples. The first example is he was driving. Now, in this sentence, I know subject is he. I know the verb is was driving, but there is no object here. He was driving a car. He was driving a truck. He was driving a bus. कुछ भी हो सकता है. I don't know what the object is. It's not given to me. So in this case, I cannot turn into a passive sentence. ये turn ही नहीं, ये convert ही नहीं होगा passive sentence में. क्या लिखूंगी मैं? What will I make the new subject? What was he driving? So this cannot be converted into a passive sentence because there is no object in the active form. Similarly, in the second sentence, the sun appeared in the sky. Okay. Now, if I have to convert this into passive, I cannot because there is no object. The sun appeared in the sky. Now, to make that switch between subject and object, I don't have any object here. So I cannot turn this into passive voice. Similarly, if a sentence is in future continuous or present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, or future perfect continuous, then also the sentence cannot be converted into passive voice. So these are a few exceptions you have to keep in mind. The thing is, you will not get these kind of sentences to convert. Okay? In the question paper, whatever sentences you will get, वो convert करने लायक ही होंगे. So इस पे अलग से दिमाग नहीं लगाना है कि अरे can this be converted? You don't have to think that. If you have been given the sentence, वो हो सकता है change फिर. Let's try a couple of let's practice this a little bit, ठीक है? But before practicing, let's hear from you guys. What are the 3 steps? Quickly, who can tell me step number 1? Quickly, who can unmute and tell me what's step number 1?
Teacher, we have to identify subject, verb, and object.
Find subject, verb, and object. Okay. Step 2.
The tense.
Step 2, the tense. Are we not supposed to interchange the subject and object? Yes, thank you. So first step is actually, so subject, object, verb, वो ढूंढना, वो identify करना तो पहले से हो जाना चाहिए. First step is interchange the subject and object. ठीक है? Object को लाओ subject की जगह, subject को लाओ object की जगह. That's your first step. Second step is to change the verb. So be का कौन सा form होगा वो हमें check करना है इस table से, and उस verb का third form, past participle form, you have to use with that. ठीक है? And then step 3 would be we have to add the word by. So by the subject. Okay, that's how we'll do it. Step 1, interchange object and subject. Step 2, change the verb. And step 3, you have to add by. In these 3 simple steps, you'll be able to convert sentences. So right now, let's pick up the easiest examples that we can find. I think these examples were quite easy. So I'll keep this table open here. Let's try to convert the first sentence. Sorry, first is already in passive. All right, this one, the third one. Let's try to convert this. Dawn ironed the uniform pants. Following the steps, I can see Dawn is my subject, ironed is my verb, and the uniform pants is the object. So I will first exchange the object and subject. मतलब uniform pants आगे आ गया, Dawn पीछे चली गई. ठीक है? Now I will change the tense of it. तो यहाँ पे the sentence is already in simple past tense. And I know that simple past tense के लिए I have to add was, were plus the third form of verb. ठीक है? So third form of iron will again be ironed only. So the uniform pants were ironed by Dawn. Yeah, I can already see Aditya has sent the answer. Shubham Khorde has sent the answer.
Teacher, was can also become na?
Was and verb will be decided by the number. Singular है या plural है. Uniform pants, is this singular or plural?
Plural.
Plural. तो उसके साथ were लगेगा.
Okay.
ठीक है? Uniform pants were ironed by Dawn. That's how I'll do it. Similarly, let's do the fourth sentence. The ants carried leaves up the hill.
It is active.
Yeah, so active to passive हमें change करना है. कैसे करेंगे? First, we'll find the subject. This is the subject. This is the verb. And this is my object. ठीक है? Up the hill is just some extra information. Preposition के through join किया हुआ है. So I will leave this part out for now. And itne mein I will change the object will come at the place of subject. Subject will go to the place of object. ठीक है? So leaves. Now this is simple past. So इसके लिए भी was, were and then third form of verb. So the leaves
Were
carried by
अच्छा द नहीं है. हाँ, leaves के आगे द नहीं है. So leaves, फिर leaves plural है तो were carried by the ants up the hill. ठीक है? और इसका एक और ऑल्टरनेटिव हो सकता है. The leaves were carried up the hill by the ants. ये भी लिख सकते हैं. ठीक है? So that phrase can come anywhere. You can decide its place. It's safer to put it in the end. All right, this is how you will answer. Similarly, let's do the fifth one then. I hope it's becoming a little clearer with each example. All right, we'll do the fifth one now. I want all of you to try it on your own and then tell me in the chat box what is the answer for this. Follow the same steps, okay? पहले subject और object को switch करना है. फिर now this is also in simple past. तो इसका भी form चलेगा was, were and then third past participle form. Wiped का past participle wiped ही होता है.
Teacher, we have maths lecture now.
Yes, I will let you go in 2 minutes. So you'll get a 5-minute break and then 10:30 onwards you can start. Yeah, I'm getting four. I've got 4 answers till now. Carrie wiped the countertop. So I've switched the object and subject. The countertop was wiped by Carrie because countertop singular hai, so was wiped by Carrie. Okay, Nisha, I think you've written were. Countertop is a singular term. So countertop was wiped by Carrie. Ye ho jayega answer. Right. I know it's a little confusing still, and you have your maths lecture in 6 minutes. So what I'll do is, uh, I will stop the class for now, but I want you all to join back at 12 o'clock. ठीक है? 12 बजे से दोबारा lecture करेंगे, and all we'll do is just practice.
Teacher,
Yes, Shreya? Yes, Shreya?
teacher, can you send the PDF on group?
Huh, I'll send the PDF on group. You guys and attend your maths class. After that, take a half an hour break. Thoda rest karo. 12 baje se we'll again have a lecture for English and we'll practice. All right. I want all the students who were in this class to join at 12 o'clock also. Otherwise, the marks se nikal jayega. And this is an important topic. All
Yes,
right. Bye,
teacher.
everyone. You all can leave now. Bye bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye,
Bye,
teacher.
teacher.
Take
Bye,
care.
everyone. Bye. Take care. See you at 12.